In Stranger Things Season 5, we know all the main characters are coming back. But what about those side characters from past seasons? Will they return? Let's discuss. What's going on, guys? I'm Chris, and welcome back to another Stranger Things Season 5 video. Today I got a fun one. It's more discussion-based. I want your input in the comments. I'm talking about Stranger Things characters that might be in Season 5. Or dare I say, characters that need to be in Season 5, because I'm talking about those side supporting characters from Season 1 through Season 4 who never had major roles, but still deserve to maybe come back for one final scene in this last season. But it occurred to me that I'd never made this video up to now, and I don't know how. I guess I've talked about individual characters from this video, maybe returning or not, but I've never done one video dedicated to characters that I think need to come back in Season 5. So before I get into this, hit that like button, comment down below what characters you think need to come back in Season 5 or deserve one last scene in the show, and of course, subscribe and hit that notification bell to help reach my goal of 150,000 subscribers here on the channel. I mean, quite a bit. And real quick, if you guys want extra content, you can get that over on my Patreon. I've got a whole deep dive series into every episode of Stranger Things leading up to Season 5, where we break down, analyze, theorize, predict how the events of each episode could tie into the last season. I just did a live stream over there, so we got lots of fun stuff going on over on the Patreon community. Consider joining it today if you haven't already. So how this video is going to work is I've got a list of characters that I believe should return or could return in Season 5. I'll give you my 2 cents as to how they could and honestly why they would come back. But I want you guys to join me in the comments because there are definitely some side characters that are smaller that I'm not going to talk about in this video. I want you guys to share them in the comments and who you think should come back in Season 5. And I'm starting with a big one here. This is a hot topic in the Stranger Things fandom, not to, reference the clothing store. But when it comes down to it, is 8 or Callie returning in Season 5? And I'll say right now, I don't think so. I just put myself through rewatching The Lost Sister the other day for Patreon. You guys can go check that out. That episode will be coming soon to Patreon. This character and the attempt to set her up in like this spin-off, that's essentially what The Lost Sister felt like. There's no need to bring that character back, all right? She served her purpose in the show. It allowed for 11 to see that she has a sister out there who has similar powers, but 11 realized that I don't want to be like her. I want to go back and save my friends. I don't want to go out here and kill people. Like, that's not what I'm about, really. And so that taught her who she wants to be, and it was a growing moment for 11. But in terms of bringing the character Callie back, I mean, her and Elle are not on the best terms at the end of that episode, and because of how poorly received that episode was and the character of Callie, it makes really no sense for her to return at this point. Like, yes, her powers could be beneficial to the main group of characters in taking down Vecna and the Upside Down, but aside from that, in terms of the character, what work is there really left to do? The only angle I can see is the Duffers want to right the wrongs of that episode and try and redeem it, but even then, you gotta let that go. Callie did not return in Season 3, she did not return in Season 4. I feel like if she were to return, she would have by now. I think the Duffers are aware, hey, with 8 episodes left, we don't really have time to bring her in. So while she could return, I don't think she needs to, and I don't think she will. I know a lot of you guys in the comments are going to say she should return, and feel free to pitch me as to why you think she should come back, but I'm fully out on Callie returning in Season 5. The next character I want to talk about is actually 2 characters. It's going to be Enzo or Dimitri and Yuri. The last time we saw these 2 characters was the end of Season 4. They were in a helicopter. They were involved in the Russia storyline, so getting them into Hawkins wouldn't really make sense, but I still think there's room for them to have a quick little cameo, even if it's Hopper reaching out to them on a phone call for some reason. The Hawkins-Russia storyline reconnects. I'm not sure how they want to write all that, but also I thought, how cool would it be if Enzo and Yuri ended up showing up with Murray and somehow sneaking the crew into downtown Hawkins, disguising themselves as part of the military base. It'd be a stretch getting them all the way from Russia into Hawkins, Indiana, especially in the 1980s. I mean, that'd be wild to think about, but hey, anything is possible in Stranger Things. So I wouldn't be mad if these 2 characters showed up and we could get a little more clarity on them. That would be fun in my opinion. The next character is, of course, Argyle.
Try before you deny.
This character was a newbie in Season 4 who quickly became the comedic relief of the season, also a fan favorite in many ways. However, the actor Eduardo Franco has recently said he didn't get the call for Season 5. And I'll be honest, I think he might have been BSing us, all right? No one is going to say, oh yeah, I got the call for Season 5. They're going to keep it confidential. Now, we know he's not in the main cast list, and he shouldn't be. He's basically just a Season 4 exclusive character, but that's not stopping him from showing up in a quick little scene in season 5. Look at Susie. We'll talk about her in a second, but Susie was a character who had a role in season 3, then she had another small role in season 4, but I view her as a season 3 character, right? We thought she might show up in season 4. She did, multiple times, mind you. Argyle could certainly show up at the beginning of this in a flashback or in the epilogue. Anything is possible. I think he will have a small little scene, and I think a lot of characters that I'm going to talk about later in this video also will have like a small little moment, even if it is in the epilogue in 1988, 1989, whenever that may be. Next, we got a fan favorite, one of the most underappreciated, underrated characters in all of Stranger Things, Mr. Clark himself. We have not seen this character in the show since season 3. He was not in season 4. I firmly believe he needs to be in season 5 and have one final moment with the OG party, being Lucas, Will, Mike, Dustin. He can pass some knowledge on to them. It can be a bit of a callback to the Flea and the Acrobat, the season 1 episode, where he essentially lays out how the Upside Down's existence could be possible. Let him turn that science brain on one last time, pass on some knowledge to the kids. I'm here for it. And furthermore, there's a shot released from the Stranger Things, I believe the social pages, of Erica in a classroom raising her hand, and it looks just like Mr. Clark's classroom, so we could see Mr. Clark as Erica Sinclair's teacher. That'd be another way to incorporate him into the story, and that could even be something we see in a potential spin-off. If they want to do a spin-off with Erica, Holly, and some of the younger kids, Mr. Clark could have a role there as well. So I think he's very likely to show up, and he needs to. He deserves to have a little moment in season 5 because he was such an important character in season 1. Even he had a little role in season 2, and then of course in season 3. Next up, we have Angela. Don't have much to say about her. She's evil, maybe the worst character in the entire show in terms of just being rude and nasty. If we see her again, though, she'll have a scar on her face, and that'll get a kick out of me. How about Tommy H. and Carol? These are two characters we haven't really seen since season 2. If they were to return again, they would have graduated Hawkins High School. Maybe Steve could have a quick run-in with them. Steve, obviously, is no longer associated with them. Or I thought it would be funny if they showed up just to get eaten by the Demogorgon. Or many Demogorgons, for that matter. Let's talk about the character of Florence, or Flo, as you might know her. She is the secretary of the Hawkins police station. She has a role in season 1, 2, and 3, very small. But last time we saw her was in season 3. I think it would be sweet if she had a little moment here at some point in season 5 where Hopper sees her. That way she knows that Hopper's actually alive, because to everyone, Hopper is still dead. We have to remember he's not like publicly alive. It's still acknowledged that he's dead, so maybe he could have a sweet moment with her, a callback to season 1 about, mornings are for coffee and contemplation, a quote, something like that could be a sweet callback. Maybe, once it's all said and done and the dust is settled, Hopper has a little scene with her because he's, back in his job as chief of police at Hawkins. Who really knows? So that could be fun. I know I talked about Susie earlier. Let's bring her back up one more time. She's a character who was introduced in season 3, had a big role there, showed up in season 4. Will she be in season 5? I think so, and I think what we're gonna end up having is Susie coming face to face with Dustin. It's something we, the fans, have wanted to see forever, right? They've only communicated via like phone call or walkie, if you will, or comms, I guess. We've never seen them come face to face. I would love it. If that is in the epilogue, that's fine. If she ends up showing up in Hawkins for some reason, that's fine. But I want to see her and Dustin come face to face. The most likely scenario is that they are together in the epilogue after like a time jump, and maybe they're going to the same college or something. That would make the most sense. But I believe she needs to be in season 5. What about the character of Lonnie? This is obviously Will and Jonathan's father, and the only way I can see him showing up is if he goes to the funeral of Will or Jonathan. So that would mean we'd lose one of the Byers. It'd be a major death. He would probably show up to that funeral, but even then, there's no guarantee. He is such a scumbag. I mean, for Christ's sake, in season 1, he showed up to his son's funeral, Will, who he believed to be dead, just to try and basically get some money out of the insurance. Like, he is evil. He's a deadbeat dad. He doesn't deserve to have any redeemable moment with the Byers family. So I say kind of just chill on him. He doesn't need to come back. But if he does, he needs to almost have a moment with Will or Jonathan where they can like confront him and be like, you're terrible. Like, he does not deserve to get off scot-free or have any really redeemable moment by the end of the season. So I don't think he needs to show up. But if he does, do not paint him in a positive light. He has been terrible. He's been a bad dad. He needs to remain that way. I don't think that he deserves to be redeemed. The next two characters I'm talking about kind of go hand in hand. The first one is Dr. Sam Owens, a character who was heavily involved with Eleven's storyline in season 4, the whole Nina Project storyline. He is in the thick of it, and because there is like this military-based lockdown in downtown Hawkins, I'd imagine his character is going to be involved with that in season 5 pretty heavily probably. So he's going to show up. I'm pretty confident. I also believe that he needs to, just from a character standpoint, he needs to be in season 5. He's a character who could certainly die as a result of Vecna's return. He could get Vecna, it's very likely. But a character who kind of goes hand in hand with that is the character of Sullivan. This is someone who is on a mission to find 11 all through season 4. Wasn't a fan of the character, thought a lot of his scenes were some of probably the weakest of the season, but he's a character who's on a mission. He's involved with the military. We know Linda Hamilton and these other military characters are coming in season 5. He might be thrown in with them as well. So I don't know the relationship between Dr. Owens and these military folk in season 5, what that's going to look like, but Sullivan's probably thrown in there, and I imagine it's all going down in downtown Hawkins, so we'll probably see both. We need to see Sam Owens, though. How about Troy the Bully? This is a character we're not going to see again. I just wanted to throw him a bone. If we see him again, though, he'd be a lot older, and maybe he's not an asshole this time around. Or maybe he is still around, and he's actually one of the dudes in the letter jacket who beats up Dustin. Could you imagine? He's still bullying them all these years later. He didn't learn his lesson. Ugh. Then, of course, we've got Powell and Callahan. Almost 2 of the 3 Stooges I've used them. They're just kind of schmucks, honestly. They don't know what they're doing. They've been idiots for, like, the entirety of this show. I don't know if we're going to see them again or not, because at this point in time, the police presence in Hawkins has taken a serious backseat. You've got government agencies involved from outside. You've got the military involved. Like, it is more of a national threat than just the Hawkins Police Department. And so I wonder if they're going to show up. Maybe there's a scene where, like, they try and show up on the scene of the crime, but they're, like, kicked out because they're so, like, meaningless when compared to the presence, again, of the military, of, like, the FBI or whoever the hell wants to get involved. I mean, there's really no reason for them to be in this season unless it is in an epilogue and they're back working for Hopper or something like that. But we'll see. And the last character I want to talk about in this video, I saved the best for last, is Eddie Munson, okay? We've talked ad nauseum about the potential of him living. It was a real popular theory, like, right after season 2 or season 4 came out, excuse me. So, like, in that summer, even into 2023, that he could return as Kaz the Bloody-Handed. Then when we got the episode titles, and episode 6 was titled Escape from Camazotz, you do some research on Camazotz, this Mayan death bat god-like figure. There's potential for that to involve Eddie Munson for sure. As we know, he was killed by demo bats. He also makes references to Ozzy and biting the head off a bat, and he's in the Upside Down when he dies, so there's a potential for him to return as, like, Kaz the Bloody-Handed. There are many routes they could go if they want to resurrect Eddie. I still kind of believe that runs the risk of ruining his character arc, but regardless, I think we're going to see the character whether he's dead or alive, okay? If he comes back from the dead somehow and he is, like, almost a zombie or vampire of sorts, and he's working for Vecna, that's one thing. But I think even if he is dead, okay, we're going to see him in a flashback or a vision. I think it's going to be either a sweet scene with him and Dustin in, like, a dream, or a flashback that's very sweet as well, or a dark scene where Vecna is, like, playing mind games on Dustin, and Dustin sees sort of a dark, corrupt version of Eddie, comparable to the Dear Billy scene with Max and Billy that we got in season 4, where Billy comes face to face with Max. I mean, no one wants to see that. It'd be very traumatizing for Dustin. I hope that the Duffers don't put us through that, but I wouldn't put it past them to do something sick and twisted and evil, because trust me, they've been there and done that. But in conclusion, I think Eddie Munson is a character we need to see in season 5, okay? I don't necessarily mean we need to see him return from the dead. I just think we need to see him for the emotional impact. He had his final moments with Dustin, but we never saw Eddie again with any of the other characters. We need to see the grieving, the impact that it leaves. Hell, it could be in the first episode. It could be, hey, Dustin is going to visit Eddie's grave, and while he's there, we see Joseph Quinn walk up as Eddie, and it's just Dustin having a vision. That could be a moment for him as well. So anything's possible, but I think he has to show up in, again, some capacity in season 5. But that's just my list I put together of characters that we could see or need to see in season 5. Let me know in the comments down below what side character from Stranger Things you want to see, that you think we need to see in season 5. Let me know down below, and of course hit that like button, subscribe to that notification bell, and if you want extra Stranger Things content and live streams, all that good stuff, Patreon is the place to be. Any support over there truly does mean the world. But that's going to do it. Thank you guys as always for watching, and until next time, I'll see you on the other side of the Upside Down.